One, boom! We are live and on the air. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the channel, Yankees Outdoor Adventures. I am a Hollow Spec. Why don't you know me as Yankee? And today is October 8th. And I got an episode of Outdoor Enthusiast Live where I invited guests to come on the show and I show you guys or introduce you guys to their channel. Now, of course, here in the beginning of the episode, if you're coming in as a replay, you can always skip my rambling fit, but I got to give a little bit of time for the viewers to come in. Notifications go out slow, and it takes a couple minutes. So I usually get into my little ramble. In my ramble today, I will point out that we are in the peak of a meteor shower. So if you guys are looking for something to do, look, this is an easy meteor shower to watch because first of all, it's not real high in the air. So like you don't even have to worry about laying down and stuff, okay? All you got to do is find that northern horizon. The Big Dipper is kind of riding it's low in the sky right now, right? It's that time of year. Look for the Big Dipper and just watch like around the center of that Big Dipper. You just got a chance of seeing about 10 of these an hour. And the reason why more people see this meteor shower yearly than others is because it's usually really early in the evening. So like by the time this live show's over, it's still early. You're not going to be in bed yet. Step outside and take a look and see what you see. Maybe you'll get a chance to make a wish upon a shooting star. Excuse me. Also, this month, did you miss the full moon? We had a full moon at the beginning of October. Well, don't worry, because that's not the only full moon you get in October. This October, we have what's known as a blue moon. A blue moon is anytime a full moon occurs more than once in a month. And October has a second full moon. So check out the blue moon on Halloween night. All right, we're still going here. So we are still in the heart of the COVID. It's definitely a human problem, without a doubt. But we're not the only species facing bad things. And I just wanted to just throw this in there. A lot of these shows are about encouraging people to go outdoors. It's about caring for Mother Nature. And this is a really interesting point to be made. The reason I pointed out that our COVID is our problem, but we're not the only species facing a bad year. And I say that because things that live on the sea floor, it is now estimated, and this is like, this is an outrageous amount here, guys. This is now estimated there's 14 million tons of microplastics that layer the seafloor. And if you can understand that, what we're doing to the ecosystem there, and if you are a plastic user, which so many of us are, please put it in its proper place. These things find their way to the water streams, and we don't need it. Before we get here, and we're going to start real quick, I do want to thank everybody for coming in. I will yell at. I will. I do yell, but I will address the chat room in just one moment. Hurricane Delta, is she down to a tropical storm? Is it a hurricane? I don't know, but I do know this. Really major winds coming out of this thing, guys. A lot of rain, and if you know anybody in the area, maybe you should check, see if they're going to need any help. If you don't know anybody in the area, I said earlier today, and I will say again, good things happen with the strength of numbers. So think about these people in this area and give some good thought for them. And the reason why maybe even now it's a little more important than any other time is these guys just went through this. A lot of these houses literally just have a tarp for a roof, and they're fixing to get it again. It was just like, a week and a half ago, they were evacuating the same area. So send out some good thoughts. All right, I rambled enough. Please tell a friend that you're here, that the show is live. If you want to share it out, please do. Tonight I have an awesome guest with me. My guest tonight is a YouTube creator. He is under 1K subs, so we are looking for any help on his channel as you come in on the replay or if you're here in the live show. Check out the link in the description, and you can always bounce over to his channel and give his channel a look. So without further ado, our friend Frontier Survival. Good evening, brother. How are you tonight?
I'm doing all right. How are you, Yankee?
I am doing great, man. I told you to prepare yourself. I go through a big ramble and fit in the beginning there. It just, it's one of the things that I'm just so used to doing. I'm gonna get into some questions, but before I do, can you just give everybody a 101 on what your channel is about, what your vision of your channel is about?
Well, we want to learn, as the audience does, about a few different aspects like wilderness survival, and on survival in general. Just be able to survive anything. Whether it be some type of disaster or whatnot, and even urban survival. And we do a little bushcraft. We do just talk about some wilderness living, and just. We talk about camping, hiking. We're an outdoor channel, but we're not just about hunting and fishing or hiking, but we just throw all the aspects of it what we can in there, I guess.
Right, you do a little bit of everything. I'm guessing you pretty much try to keep it all outdoor related.
Yeah, of course. I have done videos where I've been indoors. I'm indoors now. This right here is what I call my survival shed.
Right. Well, I'll throw this out there because if there's any small YouTube creators that are trying to grow a channel, when you're in the outdoor niche, usually one of the most common videos that'll help you a lot is the review videos. Now you want to target items that are well-known items, things that people are searching for. But those are really the ones that are going to, on an outdoor channel, and it's not just me that'll confirm that. A lot of other channels will tell you that it was the reviews that got the original attention to the channel enough
I'll agree with that
to blow up. So
yeah, I'll agree with that because the video I got out there right now with the most views out of, I think I got 24, 25 videos. Some are maybe less than that, but it's a gear review on the old Hickory butcher knife, which I think makes a great bushcraft knife. But
well, and if that's
I don't know, you're probably familiar with old Hickory.
Yeah, it's a good brand to do a review on because it's a popular brand.
I don't know how
there's so many of you that are trying to grow that channel to that first 1K, and let me just tell you, the videos to get your watch time. A lot of times when you're outdoor channel, it will be that review video. Step up your game with your review videos. First of all, try to make that one of your better videos when you're making it, but don't stop there. If you made a video about a product for a company, go ahead and search up the email of that company. Send that link to that company. Try to if you come across your knife being sold by somebody else, let them know you got a link of a review. See, because if you can get other people to just help promote that video, that's just going to bring it in all that much more. It was actually an angle that worked for me on a tent video, and I angled going after others to help me. Every time I seen the tent, I was like, hey, if you need a review for your product, I did one here, kind of sort of thing. And it really did blow the video up. So it's got its sound advice.
Right.
Happy Trails Food Forest. Mike, that's the Caveman Savage. Welcome. Food Forest. And hike with me. Wild Edibles. Guys, if I missed anybody, key in there and let me know. Okay. So anyway, we'll continue on. Frontier Survival. I know. What are you in around 425 somewhere in that park right now, right? Subscribers.
Yeah. I think actually 433 now.
432. Good deal. Good. Awesome. On your way up. Um, what are your goals with your channel? What do you got any like hopes and dreams? Do you have any,
When I first started this, I mean, I was figured I'd give it a try. I mean, I don't care to be, it don't bother me being in front of a camera. I mean, I'm not shy or anything. Never really had a problem with that. I mean, I'm not saying I'm the best at it, but I'm just not been shy to be in front of the camera. But so I just kind of enjoy doing it, and I still enjoy doing it. And then I guess one day when I don't, I'll not do it anymore, of course. But I mean, to be like, I guess we may be talking about monetization or anything like that. I mean, if so, if it happens, it's great. And if not, it's no problem whatsoever either. I mean, for me, and I don't know. I mean, I'm not, I guess. I mean, you can still strive. I mean, I do want to get
a lot of hobbies. I've had a lot of hobbies in my life. Right. YouTube gives a unique opportunity for it to be a hobby that actually kind of pays for itself. Hobbies can tend to cost money. Well, YouTube can too, with green screens and cameras and microphones, and then that's just the beginning, right? Then you got to get into the software aspect of it too. So like with all hobbies, it can have an expense, but this is unique in a way that you get to actually, replenish. So which is cool.
Oh yeah, I mean, I just enjoy doing it. If monetization comes about, then that'd be great. I mean, we'll just see how things work. But I mean, I guess you could say it would be a goal. I mean, at least, I think everybody makes it a goal if they're doing it. Some people maybe not, but sometimes those, more or less, without sugarcoating anything, just fizzle out.
Right. Well, in the woods will Wolfie, welcome, and Wild Edibles, Jerry. What's going on, Jerry? Great to have you here, brother. Guys, as we go through the show, as with always with this particular series, if you have any questions for our guests, don't hesitate to drop them in there, and I will try my best to stay on top of the chat. Frontier, brother, what's your favorite thing to do outdoors? What's your favorite outdoor activity?
Hiking, I guess. I mean, I do like to hike, and but I'm not a hiking channel, even though that could be incorporated into any of my videos. I'm just saying, I guess I would say hiking is my favorite, just because you get exercise, and you can do it with a pack, or you don't have to, or just a day pack or something. But I mean, you'd always want to take something, because you can't go on a hike without any type of survivability. I mean, that doesn't make sense.
Well, I'm a strong believer in if you like to hike and you like to do long hikes, and to where you do need to carry a bag, I always believe it is very wise to carry a bag on your small local hikes, because this keeps you in shape for carrying the bag on the longer hike. So a lot of times I'll go on a small 2-mile, 3-mile loop, and I'll still be packing for bear almost, but it's, and I look a little out of the ordinary on the trail, but for me, there's a logical reason for doing it,
Right. My little bushcraft, my base camp, I got it here locally near my house. So that's a luxury that I have. To be honest, there's some YouTubers that have an outdoor niche that have to drive somewhere and to get to maybe where they film if they're not really totally in the wilderness where they live. Not that I'm not totally in the wilderness, but you talked a little earlier. I'm from Kentucky, and I live up in a place called a holler. I know what the holler is.
I do. I don't know if the guests do. You might want to explain it for the audience.
Or a hollow, like a lot of people would say. It's just, it's more or less just a 1-lane road I live up here in Kentucky. And so I can climb a little bank, up the bank here, more or less a hill, you'd say. And it's the forest, it's the woods. So I was just able to build a lean-to shelter that made a little base camp, probably 100 yards up the hill here, just behind where I'm at right now in this little shed.
Right. Well, it doesn't take much. When you got the ability to do that, it really doesn't take much. I prefer to stay at places further away from home. I do because, well, when I'm at my home camp, which you guys spent with me all summer, this COVID lockdown, I really didn't go anywhere this summer. I stayed at the home camp all summer. Didn't mean I stayed indoors. I think air conditioning is the worst thing in the world for you, but that's a lecture for another day. But I prefer to be a little bit further away, so I'm not that name holler away. You know what I mean? Because you don't ever really fully get to relax when you're just that.
Oh yeah.
Now, have you always enjoyed the outdoors? Is this something you were always into as a kid?
Being from Kentucky, well, at least my generation and people that I know that I was friends with growing up, a lot of generation right now, some of the kids, a couple generations, I'm 46, so say, kids.
So you understand you grew up without cell phones. Mom and dad did not put up with you bugging them in the house, so you got your butt outdoors.
I would take off. Now, even as a child, I'd take off on short hikes. I knew not to go far off, but I was enjoying nature. I didn't even have a little fixed blade knife strapped to my side, but I just, even at that time, and I was in the Cub Scouts, and of course, that's all about being in the outdoors. Cub Scouts and then the Boy Scouts, and then I was in the Army for a little while too, so it all blended in together. And I've always been an outdoor lover, being in the outdoors. I've spent my time in indoors. I actually work indoors at the moment. I have worked outside, of course, but I work for a lumber company here in my hometown. I'm a sales representative at a hardware store, lumber company.
Right on. Well, okay. I was just kind of buzzing through the chat, and thank you, Wolfie. Yes, I do. I look weird everywhere. It's not just on the trail. I admit it. What did I see here? Do you have a winter camp? That was a question to me. Actually, I don't. We get a lot of. This is a hard winter area, Jerry. Now, possibly Frontier Survivor there, he may get to use his camp a lot more through the winter but up here, I can remember the last year I lived in Kentucky. It was December, Christmas Day. I was sitting out on the front porch watching the Yellow Jackets fly in and out of a pop can. See, that's the difference between Kentucky and Ohio. By the time November rolls around up here, the hard frost hits. We get a lot of snow, a lot of crap, a lot of everything. So, hey, JFM, welcome, my friend. If I live if you were up in the holler in Kentucky, you may never leave. I'll tell you what, man, there's some of the most beautiful country in the world down in Kentucky, without a doubt. If you want to know the truth, people are prisoners to those phones. Oh, you're not kidding. We are prisoners to the phones. Darby, the odd thing about that is, because I can vouch for it myself now. I'm a little bit older than our guest. I definitely grew up without all this stuff. 100%. This was not a go-to thing at all when I was growing up. But even an old man like me reaches for his phone every morning. It becomes a really quick habit. It really does. And I can't deny that I have it. Y'all watching me on YouTube. You know what I mean? So it's like, I can't claim to be
don't use cell phones or say some people maybe that are living right now that are in their 90s, they probably, they would be the only generation that would just never fool it, that I would say.
Yeah.
And there might be still some out there that do. Don't get me wrong.
My parents that we care for here, a flip phone with the big buttons is the most you can get out of them, But there's, in a way, they got a lot more time on their hands than they realize that a lot of us do, because we all waste so much time with our cell phone life. But Frontier Man, at the age of 10, what did you picture your life to be like now? Did you picture it like it is, or do you think you would be much more, much less?
No, not much less. I mean, not. I didn't know what. I don't know. I guess growing up, I don't even know if I ever decided. How some kids do what they are going to be when they grow up. But and like I said, I studied broadcasting, so I'd never really, as a child, never thought I would do something like that. But I like, I mean, and then I'd never. I'm not going to say I just want to be some type of, outdoor type of occupation, whether it be like, with more into the forest or wilderness. But I do enjoy the way things turned out. I'm very glad and
Awesome.
appreciative to a lot of different people.
Awesome. And hello, Mr. Lodock. Welcome to the stream. And yet, Jerry says everywhere's a holler there in West Virginia, and I believe that.
Okay.
That's some beautiful country Jerry's in. Also,
that's right.
Since I was on Childhood, did you have a nickname as a kid?
Well, I mean, my name is Heath, Heath. My last name is Ward. I don't know, not really. I mean, nothing I can think of. I got some nicknames now.
Yeah. Okay. Well, what's your most common nickname now?
The most common nickname now, I guess, would be where I work. Of course, my name's Heath, and of course, there's that name Heathcliff. Well, the guys at work call me Cliff, but my name's not actually Heathcliff. It's just Heath, but you know how that goes together.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that one. Your coworkers are much nicer than mine. Mine always called me asshole. But what are you most proud of, man? What if is there something that if I were to ask that you're most proud of?
As far as yeah, that's fine. I'm most proud of, I guess, in my transition becoming a boy to a man. Serving in the military for a little while, and then equal to that, not second, but since that actually happened first, what's part of that story is also meeting and being with my wife for 20 years.
Awesome. Definitely cannot forget about Mama. What is something people seem to misunderstand about you, if anything?
Well, everybody knows me as a pretty easygoing guy, and but I'm not a pushover, so that's what maybe somebody might want to think about. I don't know.
And I've had this conversation so many times with outdoor enthusiasts. For some reason, so many people think we're pushovers because of the outdoors part of our lives. But most of the time, we're really not. If you push us into a corner, it could be pretty bad. So,
oh yeah, we're like a rabid coon or something.
That's right. That's right. Y'all got to start realizing we're wild animals. That's why we're out there, and you don't want to poke us with a stick because we might bite. Is there anyone that currently inspires you?
Well, I mean, I got a lot of friends in the outdoor YouTube community. I mean, I guess your question could go to not just YouTube, but whatever, right? I'm sure.
Yeah, anything you want, man. You take these however you want to take them.
Right. I don't know. I guess as far as I guess you're saying somebody who influenced me. Is that the question?
Or inspires you. Influence.
Well, I mean, I would say my grandmother, my paternal grandmother. She inspired me as a child, and my parents did too. But we used to. I mean, I was her first grandchild, and she taught me a lot. This might sound odd, but she taught me more about being a man than any man in my life. Although all the guys in my life were great, she taught me more. And I don't know but she used to like to squirrel hunt, loved to fish, and of course she was just self-reliant. There was always a garden. She was always canning, and I know what everybody else know what canning is. tomato juice, all different stuff. And so she inspired me to somewhat be the way I am. I mean, she was a prepper when prepper wasn't cool, I guess you'd say.
Right, right. And Jerry, it is in the description of the video. And actually, Jerry, make sure you go check his channel out because he knows your channel already. So make sure you stop over there and say a big hello. Um, what's the most challenging outdoor activity you ever encountered? Your maybe it be an adventure you were on or what have you.
Um, well, I mean, I remember when I was a kid and I didn't know a whole lot about navigation, and I would just go. I mean, I had somewhat of a compass, but I would just, I don't know, I didn't know so much about, doing different things with it as I do have learned more about it to this day. But, I would say there was one time I got kind of a little lost, but then I found areas that I wanted to explore, but I knew I wasn't supposed to go as a child. But then I would, go and then maybe I'd get turned around this way. I would end up finding my way back, but, before anybody came looking for me or whatnot. But, just a little disoriented there, but then kind of a challenge all at the same time.
Well, getting lost is a funny feeling, and don't underestimate the power of getting lost, guys, because you can be an expert in the woods and still get lost. It's not that hard to lose your way. So, what would you say is the biggest resource you use to find an adventure to go do? Is there something you use as a go-to?
I mean, just
Is there a resource for finding locations that you go?
oh well, I know there's a lot of, like I said, where I live, there's a lot of places, even though it is as locals would say, and not really getting away, but there's, most people, I would say, even if I'm not just on the property that I have access to, but other neighbors around, they don't care to really let you maybe hike as long as you're not disturbing a whole lot of stuff. And so there's places here, there's rock cliffs where would make it, like I say, natural shelter of some sort, if need be. I mean, that would cover you enough. And the rocks aren't going to fall because it's just solid. I mean, it's almost like little caves. But it's right here in my backyard, so to speak. But, nearby, there's the Red River Gorge. I'm sure you've heard of Red River Gorge if you're, being from Kentucky. It's a great place to hike. There's trails all over the place, and like the sandstone arches that are there. And of course, that's where the Natural Bridge State Resort Park is as well, which is close by.
What would you recommend to people that were wanting to find a place to go out, even if it's local? Is there a way? Now I know, like you grew up in the area, so you probably went to these places as a kid and you knew about these places. But
right.
Is there a resource that you would think of that if somebody didn't have an idea where any of these places were?
Yeah, as far as online or.
Yeah, is there something
I guess you can go like, what's that one? There's an area very close to me. It's called it's Cave Run Lake. I can think of we went camping there this past summer for a few days, and I can't remember the actual website's name actually. Now I'm drawing a blank, but it's I guess it has something to do with the stateparks.org or stateparks.com, I guess. And you can
usually that would be the recommendation too that I would make to most people is to search the state that you're in with the for the state parks, and usually they'll be connected because sometimes you got like state, federal, county, city. Mm-hmm. These are all different districts of a park, so you may not find them all on the same map, but you'll usually find links to others when you do that. All right. Well, what was your biggest failure, and what did you learn from
it? I guess I don't know. Just I can't think. I guess maybe not. There's some things that I should have done. I maybe won't, get into it too much, but that I've haven't done yet. That should have been done a long time ago, and that's probably it right there. Even though I would definitely like to change it here in the near future.
Well, all right. Meet the caveman. Let's see. I'm kind of looking over the chat again real quick. I feel the same way about the woods when it comes to knowing it. I feel like I know it like the back of my hand. It doesn't mean you can't get in a spot that you haven't been in and not recognize it, though, all on the same note. But I mean, I guess I've never been too lost because I'm here. So, but I too, I've definitely been lost in the woods. How would you describe your perfect day?
Pet?
Perfect day?
Oh, I'm sorry. Day? I'd just be able to, I don't know, I guess any day that I wake up is a perfect day, but I mean, and, just being able to get up and, just get on with the day that, kind of prepare yourself in your mind on your way if you're going to your day job or whatnot, and just figure out how you're going to get the day going through, and and then be able to come home and then be with my wife. I mean, I think she might be watching right now, but I haven't really seen her through the chat, so I don't know if she might be saying anything.
Well, a big hello to her if she is watching. What's the most interesting thing you've ever seen while you were adventuring?
Let's see. I was trying to. Well, I mean, I guess the rocks or the areas I was talking about that's in this holler I live up, it's more down towards what we call the head, or not the head of the holler, but the mouth of the holler, where it actually starts and you come up. And there's these just overhanging rocks that would make great shelters. And, I've probably seen something a little bit more amazing than that, maybe, or at least different things. I guess what comes to mind, though, mostly is I used to work out on the river. I worked on towboats and barges. I was what's called a towboater or a deckhand. I've done that for, you might know Catlettsburg, Kentucky. It's up towards the Ohio River. I worked out of there for Marathon Petroleum, the Marine Division, and I've done that for about 7 years. So I've seen a lot of things out there. But I mean, I guess you might call it adventure, even though it's still my job. There was this great rainbow that came over the river one time. I guess it was a little bit of rain, and the sun then started shining. And I actually got a picture of it. It's on my Facebook account, but it's pretty cool. I mean, that kind of amazed me.
Hey, that's a nature bonus. Anytime you get to take something home like that, a memory of something that's awesome, you did great. So I could see that being memorable. If you could take an adventure anywhere in the world, where and why?
Alaska. I mean, and I don't know really why. I watch a lot of them Alaskan shows, like the Alaskan Bush people and different shows on TV, and that kind of got me interested in doing something towards this stuff on YouTube. But I would like to go there and just, just kind of enjoy the actual nature of Alaska. I wouldn't want to go to any metropolitan area in Alaska, I don't think. Just somewhere out in the country, but it be in that state.
All right. Well, I don't know. I'm going to throw this question in there. I don't know if you realize it, but once a month I do a live show about uncovering the truth about conspiracies, and we talk about all kinds of odd things. So let me ask you, Bigfoot, real or myth?
I'd say he's out there somewhere, or used to be anyway.
All right.
Okay.
Do you have a Bigfoot story that you would share?
Well, I mean, I don't know, not that I've ever thought I'd seen him or anything like that. And
Okay.
I don't know. I guess I've ever really had anybody tell me anything about it. I mean, there's people probably, say that. But I'm not going to say I don't believe that there is. I mean, there a lot of areas.
Anything's possible. Anything's possible,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Do you have any upcoming adventures that you would like to tell us about?
Well, no, I mean, I don't have anything planned. I mean, for the next few months, other than just, I got some video work planned. I mean, but I mean, I said I could do that right here. But I mean, if there was an opportunity to do something, as video related to the channel and be it outdoors, to be up an opportunity to be somewhere else different and film it, I would welcome it. I mean, and it can happen, but I mean, there's no, like say the next 3 months, not really a whole lot of plans other than just trying to build the channel as I can and continue off my day job. Is I just kind of, have to work for the next little while and not really have any time off to do something.
Okay, well, let's go to the YouTube aspect for a moment. Do you use any other social media platforms to advertise that people can look you up on? Do you? You mentioned, go ahead and tell us what ones you use. If you use a certain name, throw that out there too, so that they can find you.
Most all of them. I'm on. Of course, I have a personal account on Facebook, but then I have my fan page, which is just Frontier Survival. I'm on Twitter. I think it's Twitter's or Instagram is Frontier Survival 1974 with a lowercase.
Well, Instagram and Twitter, you have them linked from your homepage, don't you?
Correct. All those. Facebook as well.
So there's the easiest way would be if you want to check out some of his other content and get to know him even better. Stop by the channel, check out the social media platforms, and again, guys, he's an up and coming YouTuber also, and collaborations is a good way for smaller YouTubers to meet community and to grow. So, and he's obviously open to collaborations because he's here now. So I would say if you like the personality, it's something that you want to work with, hit him up in those social medias. He'll probably be willing to do something with you, and maybe you can both benefit from it.
There's a fella right there. We've been talking about collabing. Geo Bushcrafted Outdoors. He's in the chat there. He's from Pennsylvania, and we've actually talked about it, corresponded quite a bit through social media and whatnot. His name is Greg O'Day.
Great to have you here, brother. Thank you for stopping in. Guys, also, if you have any questions for our guests, don't hesitate to ask. We are at our 30-minute point. We actually ran over a few minutes already. I just wasn't even paying attention to the clock.
That's all right.
If let me ask you this kind of a question I like to always throw at all my guests. If you were interviewing you in my spot, is there something that you would have asked that I didn't ask?
I don't know. Maybe, nothing really elaborate. I would say I would have said, ask me where was I born?
All right. Well, where were you born?
Well, this is funny. I am a Kentucky boy, I claim
I'm guessing the kitchen table.
No.
No, not. All right.
I was actually born in a whole different state. I was born in Opelika, Alabama, but both my parents are from Kentucky. They were down there. My dad was in school. He's a veterinarian, and here in where I live now, in the county I live in here, Kentucky. But both my parents are from Kentucky. He was going to school down there, so that's why I was born there. But moved back to Kentucky by the time I was 2 and lived here all my life. So I was born in Alabama, but I'm from Kentucky.
There you go. That's all right.
But I like all my Alabama folks. Don't get me wrong.
That's that's part of this, is to help people get to know you a little bit better. Maybe hear some things about you that you don't normally share on your channel. Guys, again, if anyone has any questions, if not, I'm going to thank you all for coming. I could easily run this video longer, but the point is, I truly do these to help the creator. And I know if I make it too long, if I push it to that hour point, it deters some of the viewers. So that's why I try to make these down to that 30-minute mark for the replay value, and in hopes that you guys stop by, visit Frontier Survival, and see what he's got going on over there on his channel. Frontier brother, do you have any questions for me? Do you have anything you want to add before we wrap it up?
Just if you like to stop by the channel, tell you I really do appreciate this, and let me collab with you and be with you here and the interview and whatnot. And if you stop by and like what you see, give me a subscribe, hit that bell and like, share, and do all that. And, we'll try to grow and learn at this together, and just appreciate my audience and all the outdoor community for what you do. And of course, I'm in a lot of different live chats that at least, are in the doing, actually chatting, doing the messaging, and with a lot of different outdoor communities that YouTubers that do outdoor niches. And it's just a great community.
Great people. It really is. It really. Are you a hunter? Do you do hunting, fishing? We'll throw that in there real quick before.
Yeah, I do. I'm not what you say. Like, I like to hunt, I like to fish, and I'm not gung ho when it comes to hunting as much as I am fishing. But I'm not into either one as much to just do a YouTube channel on that. That's why I do the survival thing, I guess. Yeah, but I do like to do it.
And welcome Matt, and we're wrapping up the show. I don't believe he knows backpack bushcraft, but I'll guarantee you that he's just not old enough to be his dad, man. But he does kind of have that bushy look about him, and that's a whole nother story, man. We'd have to start all over if we were to get into that. Yes, and shows like this, these are awesome. Okay, well, all right, guys, great. Thank you, everybody, for coming out. Remember, if you check out the beginning of this video, I gave you some things that are happening in the sky that are easy to see. Maybe you can get outdoors and find your adventure. Remember, adventuring starts when you step outside. That's what you got to do. You got to get up off that couch. You got to step away from the PC and whatever it is we're watching these streams on, and get out there and find your adventure. Until our trails meet again, I hope all your adventures are awesome. Winnishita for watching. And you stay on the line a minute there, man. And thanks, everybody. And we are out.